Welcome back to the kitchen. We are prepared to make some scallops. You know, this time of year, my family always did the Italian seven fishes. My wife, their family from Lithuania, they do a little bit of a different version of the seven fishes, but I always have to kind of sneak a dish in that I can really enjoy. There's a fair amount of herring involved in the Lithuanian version of the seven fishes. And we're more sardine people from the southern Italy area. But I'm going to tell you the truth, where this recipe came from last week, you may recall, I was working with the students at La Quinta at their culinary program, the Blackhawks down at La Quinta High School. Hello, Maureen. And they had the juniors versus the seniors. They had a couple of chefs come in working with them. One was Chef Larry from at the Melvin's Ingleside Inn, and there was Chef Simon who came over from the Blue Ember, and they made a fantastic scallop dish, just simple pan-seared scallops, which we're going to do tonight. And they also made an orange gastrique, which is, I didn't know what it was. I'd seen it on menus. I've had it before. Hello, Michelle. It ends up being really simple. And so I've actually already made some, but I'm going to show you how we're going to make it because I'm going to make some more of it. And it's a great sweet and tangy sauce that is made. You caramelize a little sugar with vinegar, and then you can pick whatever fruit you want. And we're going to use orange juice. Hello, Sandra. Nice to see you. Richard Bergstrom is watching. So I've got my oil heated up. We're ready to do that. I'm going to serve the scallops. Jim Walker's watching. Jim, I hope you're feeling good. I'm going to serve the scallops over a little creamy polenta, which I've already got whipped up. And the recipe for that, by the way, is on my YouTube page, Patrick Evans in the Kitchen. Hello, Gil. So what you need, so we're going to start by starting to reduce the gastrique. Like I said, I've already got some made, but we'll go and get that on, and then we'll pan-sear the scallops. So let me bring it down here, show you what we got. We've got orange juice, some great fresh squeezed orange juice. I had a prop. Great fresh squeezed orange juice. It's important to have props. Oranges. So there we go. And we got our orange juice. I got a half a cup of orange juice. Tom Brewer, the Frank-A-Rooney. No, that'll be next week. All right, so I got a little pan because remember we're just going to be reducing this. So I've got my little pan here. I have got half a cup of rice vinegar and some sugar. That's it. It's that easy. So we're going to put the sugar in there. I'm going to add in my vinegar. And we're going to add in our orange juice. All right. Now, the heat is going to do all the work. We got to stir it a little bit. Come on over. Let's take a peek at what else we got going on here. All right. You see the pan for the oil there? We're going to put this over some heat and get that going. And like I said, I already made a little batch because I wanted to make sure I had it done. So there's the finished product. And it's, I could cook this down a little bit more. It should be a little more syrupy, but it's the right flavor profile. So I'm happy with it. I'm going to cook that batch down a little more. I'll add it all in. It'll be great. So we're just going to get that heated up and let it reduce. Now, as I said, we are also having some, hello, Roland. My in-laws, Roland and Dana, are watching. Now, guys, this could be on our Christmas Eve kuchos dinner plate. All right, here's the polenta. And this is creamy polenta. I just got grocery store polenta, added some milk and butter, and just let it heat up, cook down, and it's going to be delicious. That's ready to go. Hello, Leslie. All right. Always appreciate my in-laws watching. They are both great cooks as well. Guinness, you're right in the way. Is that where you want to stand? I don't know if you guys can see this. There's a dachshund at my feet. But the crew last week at the Blackhawks. Hello, Michael Miller. Nice to see you. I'm just, the nice thing about cooking on Wednesdays is I go to work and then I go to the store and I get it all ready. Johnny Ruck, my brother-in-law, is watching. So we've got the polenta all ready to go. I'm bringing the gastrique up to temperature, and that's just going to reduce. We're going to take, so I'm doing a, yes, Roland, you guys can hope for it. This is what I'd really like to do as part of our kuchos celebration, kuchos, Christmas Eve in Lithuanian. And so basically I've got a half a cup of sugar, a half a cup of vinegar, and a half a cup of orange juice. I'm going to let that cook down So there's a cup and a half, approximately. We're going to let that cook down to a final version of about a half a cup of concentrated liquid. Lori, I see you've been having a great trip in San Francisco. I'm super jealous that you were at the Buena Vista and having Irish coffee. Reed, my nephew is watching. Reed, hope you're doing well. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Love you. Miss you very much. We need to get you out to California. Come do some cooking lessons for us out here. All right, so I'm going to show you this because it'll boil up real nicely, and then we'll reduce it down. But it turns out to be this really wonderful kind of sweet tart, but the bright orange citrusy flavor is fantastic, and it sets off the scallops just perfectly. And scallop cooking has always been, Sandra, I got the fresh scallops at Gelson's, and when you go in, hold on to your pocketbook. Scallops have skyrocketed in price. I was amazed. I knew that everything's gone up. But scallops and sea bass were almost comparable. It was crazy. So everybody at my house tonight is going to get 2. And there are only 3 of us. And one person's not having any. So there you go. No, we've got some nice scallops. Hello, Fred Solomon. Good to see you. If you guys need to refinance your house, call Fred. If you're looking to buy or sell, call Fred. That's my plug. Tonight in the Kitchen is sponsored by Fred Solomon. We've got the Gastrique going. I got to get that heated up. And again, it's equal parts sugar and vinegar, and then whatever fruit juice you want to do, you can use any flavor profile. But last week, the La Quinta High School Culinary Program did such a fantastic job. Every dish they made was terrific. They did a pork tenderloin and they did scallops, and both teams did a little bit different version, and it was really spectacular. So kudos to them, and thanks for the idea, because seriously, this is going to be a fantastic Christmas dish for us. Now, let's get to doing our scallops. I've got these beautiful scallops. Let me show you them. I just rinsed them, patted them dry. So there we go. They look lovely. And my wife and I have had a little bit of a debate about scallops. And she's correct. It's not unusual in our house. Hello, Steve Gary. Nice to see you. The method of cooking scallops, she likes them pan-seared and crispy on the outside. And I sometimes have a tendency to put a little sauce in there with them, like a white wine and butter sauce. And then she says, all you're doing is poaching them. You're not pan-searing them. That is correct. So the guys at the high school culinary program showed me a great way to make sure that they're seared properly. Hello, Diane. By the way, cheers to everyone. I got a little Jack Daniels going. Hope everybody's had a good week thus far. We're 11 days away from Christmas. And I believe we're 4 days away from Hanukkah. So I hope everybody's ready. With Jack Daniels, you don't have to worry about white or red going with the fish. Jack goes with everything. My nephew Reed just told me, blueberry gastrique with a burrata cheese on candied hazelnuts on top of wild arugula. Yes, Reed, I want that. Yeah, you have to be careful about seafood in the desert. My dad wouldn't eat seafood unless he could hear the ocean. So, all right, let me see how my temperature is on this. I want to bring that up a little bit. You want your oil nice and hot. You don't want to burn them, but we were going to get them crispy. I'd say we're right in the right ballpark. Remember, your oil is going to cool off as you add your cold scallops to it. I think we're right at the right temperature. A little splatter is no big deal. I got to clean up later anyway. All right, we're going to sear these. This is just a little, I use grapeseed oil because it tolerates higher temperatures better. So you can get the scallops nice and hot. There we go. Beautiful. All right. We're going to let those sear up. So we got the scallops going. And we've got the gastrique starting to bubble up a little bit. Let me bring you over so you guys go. Oh, those scallops already smell fantastic. Hello, Gary Foster. All right, so, and what I do when I'm done with this I strained that through a little cheesecloth when I put it into my container, and that way I get out all the solids, so I just have a beautiful clear gastrique. So it's ready to go when our scallops are ready to go. All right. Hi, Monica. Nice to see you. Thank you. Gary's watching. All right. So we got the scallops going. I'm going to let them get nice and seared on one side. We'll flip them over, and then we're going to bathe them a little with the hot oil once we flip them over, and that way they'll get nice and evenly browned and cooked all the way through. You don't want to cook them too long. We're going to pull those off fairly quickly. They're coming along. Don't want to hurry them. Again, the creamy polenta is pretty much ready to go. I'm just keeping that warm. And our gastrique is starting to bubble up. So we got to stir that. And you want to reduce it down to basically, like I said, I did a half a cup, a half a cup, and a half a cup. So you want to get it back down to one total of a half a cup of liquid when you're done. So 15 minutes of reduction or thereabouts. And you want it on pretty high heat. It'll bubble over if you're not careful. So we're keeping an eye on that. All right, let's check our scallops. Well, I want them a little darker than that. They're coming along though. They got a nice little sear on them. Plus you want to make sure they're cooked all the way through. So we got all this. Hello, Eric. Nice to see you. Eric Tice is watching. And we're going to throw a couple of steaks in the grill. So we're going to do a little surf and turf tonight, which we won't be doing on Cuchos. Christmas Eve is, of course, all fish, no meat. And when I was a kid, we would do the Feast of the Seven Fishes before Mass. Then we would all go to midnight Mass, high culling. And then when we got home from midnight Mass, there were a couple of volunteers, my aunts would stay behind, and they would make a fantastic dinner of pasta with meatballs and a pork roast. And we'd have that after midnight Mass because it was Christmas morning at that point. And it counted. All right, we're going to flip them. Oh, it's perfect. Look at that. Oh, they're gorgeous. Oops. Beautiful. Just like that. All right, I want you guys to see the color on these scallops. There you go. All right, you can see the gastrique is bubbling up a little bit. Look at those scallops. Aren't those pretty? Those are just about right. And while they're doing their thing, take this and grab a little oil just to keep the top side nice and hot and brown. Like that. So that is just about perfect. We're going to pull them off shortly. A little salt. There we go. A little pepper. Steve Gary, ever the comedian. Freshly cracked black pepper. Ah, beautiful. All right. So you want to make sure those are cooked all the way through, but not too far. I'm going to grab a plate for them. All right. I just want to check the color. They're coming along nicely. These are beautiful scallops too. Really gorgeous. All right, you got to keep stirring that to make sure it reduces properly. Oh, very nice. Don't want to overcook our scallops. Pause for a moment of refreshment. Oh. It was really amazing watching the kids, both the seniors and the juniors. The La Quinta High School culinary program is an absolute gift to the Valley, and they do a great job. It was fun to be the MC of their event, and they do one, I think, about once a month, and they have great corporate community sponsors that help out. They have an incredible kitchen, so I was just so impressed, but I was super impressed with the way this dish turned out, so I had to duplicate it because I also, like I said, want to serve it for my holiday meal. Hello, Richard Hibbs, he's watching. All right, let's check these scallops. Nice and firm. And we're gonna pull them. Oh, yes. Now, that's a perfectly seared scallop right there, guys. Even my wife would approve of these scallops. Very nice. Just want to make sure they're equally seared all the way around. Don't want them overdone, and we don't want them underdone. That's a big guy right there. Okay. Beautiful. Turn the heat off on that. Slide that over there. All right, our scallops are perfectly seared. Look at that. That is really nice. We're gonna put those over there. Now I'm gonna do a little sample plating for you, so you can see exactly how it's done. We'll do a little taste test too while we're at it. Our gastrique is still cooking down, but remember I made a batch earlier. So we're gonna stir the polenta just a little bit. We'll put a little dab of polenta on the plate. Flatten it out like that. Okay, we got that going on. Come on over here. All right, now we've got our polenta. These scallops drain off nicely. They're beautifully done. They're perfect. Absolutely perfect. See the color on those. They are perfectly seared. And they are not poached. Hello, Lynn. Nice. All right, so we're going to take a scallop, put it right on top of our polenta like that. Okay. You guys. So we got that. And then we're going to grab our gastrique. And we're just going to put a little, just a little, like that. There we go. Let's try it. See how, if we did it comparably to the kids at the La Quinta culinary program. All right, first of all, that scallop is cooked to perfection. It's not going to get any better than that. Oh. Okay. That is Christmas on a plate, guys. The citrus flavor balances perfectly with the scallop and the neutral palate of your polenta. I didn't put any flavoring in that other than salt and pepper. It is absolutely perfect. That gives you your starch underneath your fish. I'm gonna do some green beans with this. We're gonna have a couple of slices of steak with that. And but for your holiday meatless table, this is the way to go. Pan-sear those scallops just like this, and try this. So easy to make this orange sauce. It's fantastic, and all it is reducing sugar, your favorite juice, and a little vinegar. So you get a really tangy, sweet, tart combination that is out of this world, and it absolutely jumps off the plate. This is so good. Oops. I'm going to post this recipe. The recipe for the polenta is actually already on my YouTube channel, but I'll give you a refresher on that. Hello, Robert Tucker. The pan-searing of the scallops is self-explanatory, but I'll post the gastrique and the polenta recipe for you. And it really is a nice way to make the scallops kind of jump out at you. I missed a comment. I'm trying to see. Okay. The oil, the type of oil I used. I used with this. I used grapeseed oil because it has a much higher smoke point. So, what? Oh, the gastrique is bubbling over. It's fine. I got to stir that. So I got to run. But all of this, go to my YouTube channel, Patrick Evans in the Kitchen. If you would like, please subscribe. You'll find a whole host of great family recipes there. I'm not too worried about it. It's going to be fine. It's perfect. So you'll find it there. And I want to wish everybody a very happy rest of your week. We'll come back next week with another holiday recipe, and we'll look forward to that. Listen, have a great rest of your week and a great evening, and thanks for joining me here in the kitchen.